Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Sanjay Kumar. Today I am going to reveal an Oracle performance problem that silently destroys database performance. While most DBAs spend days tuning SQL statements, rebuilding indexes, or blaming storage. The problem improperly sized Oracle redo logs. I have seen production systems where log switches occurred every 1 to 2 minutes. Checkpoints were running continuously. Archive processes struggled to keep up. Commit performance degraded. Users complained about random slowness. And the surprising part, there was not a single bad SQL statement involved. Today, I will show you what Oracle redo logs really do, why small redo logs hurt performance, how to identify excessive log switches, a live demo using my own database, how to calculate the right redo log size, best practices for protection systems. Let's get started. Now, the question is, what are Oracle redo logs? Now, let us answer this question. Every change made to an Oracle database generates redo. Whenever you execute insert statement, update statement, delete statement, or commit statement, Oracle records those changes in the redo log buffer. The LGWR process, that is, log writer, then writes them into online redo logs. Redo logs are essential for crash recovery, instance recovery, media recovery, data guard synchronization. Without redo logs, Oracle cannot recover committed transactions after a failure. Think of redo logs as Oracle's flight recorder. Every database change is captured there. Now, the next question is why small redo logs become a performance killer? Now, let us answer the next question. Why do small redo log files become such a serious performance problem? Let us take a simple example. Imagine you have a busy OLTP database that generates around 20 gigabytes of redo every hour. Now, suppose each redo log file is only 100 megabytes in size. Let us do the math. 20 gigabytes is approximately 20,480 megabytes. If we divide 20,480 megabytes by 100 megabytes, Oracle has to perform about 204 log switches every hour. Think about that for a moment. That is roughly one log switch every 17 seconds. Now ask yourself, what happens every time Oracle performs a log switch? Oracle does not just start writing to the next redo log file. It also has to perform several important background activities, including triggering checkpoints, archiving the completed redo log, and updating the recovery metadata needed for crash recovery. Now, imagine all of these operations happening every 17 seconds continuously throughout the day. That is a significant amount of extra work. As the frequency of log switches increases, several performance problems can begin to appear. You may see excessive checkpoint activity, increased disk IO, additional pressure on the archival process, higher commit latency for user transactions, and in extreme cases, the infamous checkpoint not complete message. This is the point where small redo logs stop being just a configuration issue and start becoming a real performance bottleneck for your Oracle database. Now, let us switch over to my demo database and see this in action. The first thing I will do is check the current redo log configuration by querying the dynamic performance view v$log. Here is the output. As you can see, there are only two redo log groups, and each redo log file is just 20 megabytes in size. Did you notice something? The redo logs are only 20 megabytes each, and there are only two redo log groups. This is exactly the kind of configuration we need to demonstrate the problem. Now, before anyone says no protection database should be configured like this, let me clarify something. This is purely a demo environment. In a real production database, redo log sizing depends on several factors, such as the application workload, the rate of redo generation, storage performance, data guard requirements, recovery objectives. So, don't copy this configuration into production. The purpose of using small redo logs and only two log groups is to make log switches happen very frequently. So we can clearly observe the behavior and understand the performance impact. Now let us dig a little deeper into the redo log configuration. I will run another query against v$log, this time including a few more columns. Let us understand what each column tells us. The group column identifies each redo log group. The thread column tells us which instance is writing to the redo logs. In a single database instance, you will normally see thread 1. In an Oracle RAC environment, each instance has its own redo thread. The sequence column is the redo log sequence number every time Oracle performs a log switch. this number increases. It is an easy way to see how frequently log switches are occurring. Now, let us look at the status column. The redo marked current is the one where the log writer or LGWR is actively writing redo records right now. The redo mark active has already been filled and switched out, but Oracle still needs it for instance recovery. Until recovery no longer requires it, Oracle cannot reuse that log group. Finally, notice the size again. Each redo log file is only 20 MB. That may sound reasonable at first, but for a busy OLTP application, 20 megabytes is extremely small. Many production databases can generate 20 megabytes of redo in just a few seconds. When that happens, Oracle is forced to switch redo logs almost continuously, and every log switch triggers additional background work, checkpoints, archiving, and recovery related processing. This is exactly how an innocent looking redo log configuration can frequently turn into a serious performance problem. So far, we have looked at the redo log configuration, but configuration alone does not tell the whole story. The real question is how often is Oracle actually switching between redo logs? Let us find out. I will query the $log underscore history view, which records every redo log switch that has occurred in the database. Here is the output. Notice that every row represents one redo log switch. By looking at the timestamps, you can quickly see how frequently Oracle is switching from one redo log group to another. For example, look at 12th July 2026 around 12:10 and 48 seconds PM. Can you see what is happening? The log switches are occurring at 12:10 and 48 seconds PM, 12:10 and 49 seconds PM, 12:10 and 51 seconds PM, 12:10 and 52 seconds PM, 12:11 and 44 seconds PM, 12:11 and 47 seconds PM. And they continue for several more entries. That means Oracle was switching redo logs every 1 or 2 or 3 seconds. During that period, now remember, this was not caused by Oracle malfunctioning. It happened because in my demo environment, the redo log files are intentionally very small. So Oracle fills them almost immediately and has to switch to the next redo log. This is exactly the behavior we wanted to demonstrate. But now, instead of checking each row manually, let us summarize the information by hour. Here is the sample output. What does this tell us? Let us look at a few interesting examples. On 17th July 2026, between 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., Oracle performed 232 log switches. That works out to approximately one log switch every 15 to 16 seconds. Now, look at 18th July 2026 between 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Oracle performed only 5 log switches. That is roughly one log switch every 12 minutes. Here is another example on 18th July 2026 between 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Oracle performed 116 log switches. That is about one log switch every 31 seconds. Now compare that with the next hour. Between 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., Oracle performed 9 log switches. That is roughly one log switch every 7 minutes. So, what should we conclude? The important point is not simply that Oracle performed 232 log switches. The real question is why Oracle performed 232 log switches. If your database is processing a very heavy workload and generating a large amount of redo, frequent log switches may be perfectly normal. However, if those frequent log switches are caused by undersized redo log files, Oracle spends more time performing log switches, checkpoint processing, archiving, and recovery related bookkeeping. Over time, that additional overhead can impact overall database performance. That is why or experienced Oracle DBAs do not just focus on SQL tuning. They also monitor redo log size, log switch frequency, and checkpoint activity to determine whether the redo log configuration is contributing to a performance problem. So far, we have only been discussing the theory. Now it is time to see everything happen live. To do that, we need a workload that generates a significant amount of freedom. I will start by creating a simple table. Now comes the interesting part. I am going to execute a PLSQL block that inserts 10 million rows into this table. Each row contains a large text value and I will commit every 1000 rows. Now, what is the purpose of this script? We are not testing SQL performance. We are not benchmarking insert statements. The objective is to generate a large volume of redo in a short period of time. Every insert produces redo information and every commit forces Oracle to record transaction details in the redo logs. As this workload runs, Oracle will continue filling the current redo log. Once that log becomes full, Oracle has no choice but to perform a log switch and start writing into the next redo log group. Because our demo database has very small 20 megabytes redo log files, those log switches will happen much more frequently than they would in a properly configured production environment. In the next step, we will watch Oracle as it performs these log switches in real time and see exactly why this can become a performance bottleneck. Now comes the most interesting part of the demonstration. While this workload is still running, let us continuously monitor the redo log status. I will execute the following query several times. Keep your eyes on the sequence and status columns. As I refresh this query, you will notice that the sequence number keep increasing and the current redo log keeps moving from one log group to the other. Why is this happening so quickly? Because our redo log files are only 20 megabytes each. The workload is generating redo at a much faster rate than these small log files can hold. As soon as Oracle fills the current redo log, it immediately performs a log switch and starts writing to the next redo log group. A a few moments later, that log fills up as well. So Oracle switches again and again and again. This constant switching is not because Oracle is malfunctioning. It is simply doing what it is designed to do. The real issue is that the redo log files are too small for the amount of redo being generated. In a production environment, this kind of rapid log switching can create unnecessary checkpoint activity, increase archiving workload, and add avoidable overhead to the database. This is exactly why choosing the right redo log size is so important. Measure the amount of redo generated. Now that our workload has finished, let us measure how much redo Oracle actually generated. I will query the $sys stat dynamic performance view and retrieve the redo size statistic. Here is the result. The value is approximately 13,375 megabytes. Now let us relate that number to our redo log configuration. Remember, each redo log file in this demo is only 20 megabytes. So if Oracle generated 13,375 megabytes of redo, we can estimate the number of log switches like this. Think about what that means. To accommodate just 13,375 megabytes of redo, Oracle had to cycle through the redo log groups approximately 668 times. And, and remember, every log switch is more than just moving to another file. It can trigger checkpoint processing, archiving, and recovery related bookkeeping. When redo log files are undersized, Oracle spends more time performing these repetitive background activities instead of focusing on your application's workload. That's why small redo log files can quietly become a performance bottleneck. By measuring the amount of redo generated and comparing it with the redo log size, you can immediately estimate how frequently Oracle is forced to perform log switches. This simple calculation is one of the quickest ways to determine whether your redo logs are approximately sized. Now, let us talk about another problem with this demo configuration. It is not just the size of the redo log files that is small. We also have only two redo log groups. At the moment, the situation looks something like this. Here is what happens. Oracle is currently writing Rito into Group 2. Once Group 2 becomes full, Oracle switches to Group 1. When Group 1 becomes full, Oracle immediately has to switch back to Group 2. So the pattern looks like this. Notice what is missing. There is no spare redo log group available. Oracle has to keep cycling between the same two log groups over and over again. That gives the background processing such as ARC for archiving and DBWR for checkpoint processing. Very little time to finish their work before Oracle needs to reuse a redo log. If those background processes cannot keep up, Oracle may have to wait before it can reuse the next redo log. And that is when you may start seeing wait events and messages such as checkpoint not complete, log file switch, checkpoint incomplete, log file switch completion. These are clear indicators that the redo log configuration may be too small for the workload. In production systems, one of the best practices is to have enough redo log groups and appropriately sized redo log files so Oracle always has a free log available when it needs to perform the next log switch. That gives the background processes enough time to complete their work without slowing down user transactions. Checkpoint activity investigation. So far, we have seen that small redo log files can force Oracle to perform frequent log switches. Now, let us investigate what impact that is having inside the database. One place to start is the checkpoint related statistics. I will run the following query against the $sys dynamic performance view. This query returns checkpoint related statistics that Oracle maintains since the instance was started. In my demo database, we can see that Oracle has already performed more than 1,400 DBWR checkpoints. And over 1,000 background checkpoints have been started and completed successfully. These numbers by themselves do not necessarily indicate a problem. A busy database can naturally perform many checkpoints. The key is to interpret these statistics together with other indicators. Now, let us look Add the Oracle alert log. This is where the real evidence appears. Here is a sample from my alert log. Thread 1 advanced to log sequence 1050. Thread 1 cannot allocate new log. Checkpoint not complete. Notice what is happening. Oracle switches to the next redo log. Then immediately afterwards, it reports thread 1 cannot allocate new log. This means Oracle wants to reuse the next redo log, but it is not available yet. Why? Because the checkpoint has not completed. That's why the next message is checkpoint not complete. In my demo, these messages repeat continuously because the database has only 220 megabytes redo log groups. Oracle fills one redo log, switches to the next, and then quickly needs to switch back again. With almost no breathing room between log switches, Oracle has to wait for checkpoint processing to catch up before it can reuse the redo log. This creates checkpoint pressure, which is exactly what we are trying to demonstrate. Now, remember, my demo database is running in no archive log mode. So we are focusing only on redo log switching and checkpoint behavior. In a production database running in archive log mode, frequent log switches can also increase the workload on the archive processes. This is exactly how experienced Oracle DBH troubleshoot redo log issues. They don't rely on a single statistics or a single alert log message. Instead, they correlate multiple indicators: redo log size, number of redo log groups, log switch frequency, checkpoint statistics, alert log message. When all of these point in the same direction, it is a strong indication that the redo log configuration may need to be reviewed. Production redo log sizing formula. Now that we have seen the problem, the next question is, how do we determine the right redo log size for a production database? Let us walk through a simple example. Suppose your production database generates 5 gigabytes of redo every hour during peak business hours. As a best practice, many Oracle DBAs aim for a log switch approximately every 15 to 30 minutes. For this example, let us target one log switch every 20 minutes. That means Oracle should perform 3 log switches per hour. Now, the calculation is straightforward. Take the total redo generated per hour and divide it by the desired number of log switches. 5 GB divided by 3 equals approximately 1.67 GB. In practice, we do not create a 1.67 gigabytes redo log. We round it up to the next practical size. So, in this example, I would recommend 2 gigabytes redo log files. By increasing the redo log size, Oracle performs fewer log switches, which means fewer checkpoints, less archiving overhead, and a smoother workload for the database. Of course, this is not a universal formula. The ideal redo log size depends on your application's workload, transactions rate, recovery objectives, storage performance, and data guard configuration. But this calculation gives you an excellent starting point for production sizing. Fix the problem. Now, let us see how we can start fixing the problem. One approach is to add a larger redo log group. Here is an example. After adding the new redo log group, let us verify the configuration. Notice that the new redo log group is currently unused. Oracle will automatically start using it during future log switches. In a real production environment, don't assume that 200 megabytes is sufficient. Depending on the workload, production systems commonly use redo log sizes such as 500 megabytes, 1 gigabytes, or 2 gigabytes, or 4 gigabytes. The right size always depends on the amount of redo your database generates and your target log switch frequency. Additional protection checks. Now, before we wrap up, let us talk about a few additional checks that every Oracle DBA should perform in a production environment. I want to point out that my demo database is running in no archive log mode. So some of the checks I am about to mention are intended for production systems running in archive log mode. First, verify your archive log configuration before changing the log sizes in production. There are a few additional checks that every Oracle DBA should perform. First, verify your archive destination. If your database is part of an Oracle Data Guard configuration, you should also verify the archive destination status. Pay close attention to the status and error columns. Any archive destination showing an error should be investigated immediately because it can affect recovery objectives and data guard synchronization. Next, review the alert log file. Look for warning messages such as checkpoint not complete, frequent thread and advanced to log sequence, messages within very short intervals, arcane errors only applicable to databases running in archive log mode. Now, remember, seeing one of these messages occasionally does not necessarily indicate a problem. The real concern is when you observe these warnings together with frequent read-o-log switches, small read-o-log files, high checkpoint activity, or archive process delay. That is when they become strong indicators that your read-o-log configuration may need attention. One of the biggest mistakes DBAs make is focusing on a single metric. Instead, always correlate multiple indicators before drawing conclusions. That is the approach experienced Oracle DBAs use to diagnose performance problems accurately. Final takeaway. Let us wrap up with the biggest lesson from today's video. When a production database starts slowing down, many DBAs immediately begin investigating SQL statements, indexes, CPU utilization, memory shortages, and those are all valid areas to examine. But experienced Oracle DBAs also ask another important question. Is my redo log configuration contributing to this performance problem? They check redo log size, log switch frequency, checkpoint activity, archive process performance, because sometimes a simple 5-minute review of your reader log configuration can uncover a bottleneck that weeks of SQL tuning never would. So remember these three key points. Small reader log files lead to frequent log switches. Frequent log switches increase checkpoint and archiving overhead, and excessive checkpoint activity can quietly impact overall database performance. That's why redo log sizing is one of the simplest and most overlooked areas of Oracle performance tuning. I hope this demonstration helps you recognize the warning signs before they become production issues. Call to action. If you found this video helpful, please support the channel. Give this video a like if you learned something new. Leave a comment below and tell me what is the smallest redo log size you have ever seen in a production Oracle database. I would love to hear your experience. And if you enjoy practical Oracle DBA tips, performance tuning techniques, and real world production troubleshooting, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notification so you never miss a new video. You will also find all the SQL scripts, demo code, and additional resources in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. I am Sanjay Kumar. I will see you in the next Oracle Performance Hack video. Until then, happy tuning.